some days ago, the president of Nigerian Bar Association, Mr. Olumide Akpata, gave a directive to all branches of the Nigerian Bar Association to visit their governors in the several states to seek and demand that the governors must comply with the provision of the Constitution that gives autonomy to the judiciary. However, because the federal government had before now complied, the branches in FCT, that's Abuja branch, Gwagwalada branch, and Buhari branch, didn't have a situation where they have to go and make a demand on the federal government, because there's no state governor in Abuja, and having regard to the fact that the federal government had complied. But to ensure that there's a proper coverage of the issue, and to commend and appreciate the federal government, i.e. not just the executive now, also including the National Assembly, on their support thus far, and to encourage them to ensure that these provisions are complied, because we are aware that the governors are seeking to negotiate and ensure that instead of complying, they will have a negotiated settlement to that effect. And the NBA is against any negotiation, because the provisions of the constitutions are non-negotiable. It is made for compliance and nothing else. It's, so the branches of in the FCT of the NBA and the national our national officers decided to pay a visit of the National Assembly, and to the shock of all of us, the National Assembly shut its gates against lawyers. You can see, we didn't come here, we are not protesting, we didn't have placards, just come and appreciate. They sent messages down through phone call, through emissaries, and we have told them that we only came here to appreciate and to push the point. Please don't allow yourself to join the issue of negotiation. But they have refused to allow us into the places of the National Assembly. I find it extremely very shocking. I don't understand why the National Assembly can shut out the body of lawyers in Nigeria. When they have electoral issues, they run to us. We defend them. Now we want to see you person. We want to see you. We want to explain to you. We want to appreciate you, but we are shut out. However, I want to pass the message, because we have no other choice but to pass the message. We have been here for more than 1 hour, and we think it's demeaning to keep us outside the gates of the National Assembly for more than 1 hour. Yeah. However, we have no choice but to go back, but we have to pass our message, and we have to pass this message through now the press. The message is this: we are sending to the governors of all the states in Nigeria, particularly the governors who are lawyers, that you have no right whatsoever to negotiate the provisions of the Constitution. The only right you have, which is also in accordance with the oath of office they took, is to obey the provisions of the Constitution, particularly on this issue, Section 121, Section 3, which says that all the money standing to the credit of the judiciary must be paid to the heads of courts, and that is what we are standing for, and that is what must be done. At this stage, in 2015, we had this same strike for months. They gave assurance that they will comply. 6 years down the line, we are still on the same story. This particular democratic dispensation started in 1999. So for a whole 21 years or 22 years, the governors have never obeyed. That is a long time. This time is not time for negotiation, but it's time to ensure that what ought to be done must be done. So the stand of the NBA is that the governors, we are sending this message, like I said to you, you must comply. And all the branches of the Nigerian Bar Association that are in the various governors' houses now, talking to the governors, not even talking to them, demanding that the terms of the Constitution must be obeyed. And I want to use this this opportunity to also tell the federal government, you, in a bid to, some persons don't really understand what this executive order is all about. But I have the privilege information, because I was in a meeting sometime last week with the Minister of Labour and some federal government delegation and some other interested persons. And it was at that place we were informed officially that executive order came as a result of negotiation between the governors, between the federal government, between the body of chief judges of Nigeria and the NBA and JUSUN. And they arrived at the terms in that order, executive order term, before the president graciously signed that order. Now, it's funny to see that what we have agreed to, we are now coming back to want to negotiate it. That's why we are not going to negotiate it. And the message to the federal government is that please urge the federal government to put into effect the particular term that says that the accountant general can withhold the funds meant for the judiciary and pay same to the heads of the judiciary without recourse to the state governors. That is what we are now asking the governor to do. And some person has said that, is it possible, and I said, for lawyers, we have what we call garnishee. When the money once you are indebted to somebody and there's money standing to the credit of that person somewhere else, the law permits you, by process of law anyway, permits you to seek for that money to be paid to you directly and bypassing the person who actually owns the money. So the federal government, we are asking them that this is a garnishee order, as it were, to make sure that they garnishee the accounts of the state government and pay the money to the chief, to the heads of the courts of the states in Nigeria. If they fail to do that, then they have embodied the governors, and in fact, they will be complicit in what is going on. Thank you. My name is John Ipobo Martins, John Ipobo Martins, First Vice President.
If we can add a little bit, please.
Well, this is because of the history we record that the Nigerian Bar Association visited the National Assembly and we were speaking on the streets of Abuja. We will not allow that history to be recorded in Nigeria. So, as it were, if you give us a formal invitation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President. I thank you indeed, very much indeed, for giving our coming in, late, because we don't have any notice of your coming. That was why. And don't worry, after this interaction, there are some of the people that I will blame for not informing me earlier about this your coming. Otherwise, I could have received it very well. Secondly, the leadership of the National Assembly is now on recess. Therefore, they could not receive you. That is why maybe our officers, denied you entry into the fair. And we, the senior officers, are not on seat at that particular time. Otherwise, there is no way that we cannot grant you access to the fair. Therefore, once again, for that state of affairs, I really again and again profusely apologize and say that I am also part of the Unity Bar. So therefore, it is my house. There is no way that I can disgrace my house wherever I am, because I'm the son of the soil. So once more, I please thank you very much. But I will also use this medium to say that you forgive us and forgive the principal officers because they are not there. And that your statement that you have made earlier to the press to please tamper, justice with mercy as lawyers. And then, yes. Okay. So that's yes. Mr. Balaya Bani. Thank you very much. Yes.
No, wait a minute. Mr. Balaya Bani.
Yes.
Mr. Balaya Bani. Mr. Balaya Bani.
Balaya Muhammad Yabani.
Mr. Balaya Bani. The NBA. Listen. Okay. We are saying your mind. Listen, we are saying your mind. One person at a time. Okay, Mr. Balayani. Yes, Mr. Balayabani. We have all listened to you. You told the able vice president that you were my classmate. Yes, I confirm that. Right from University of Maiduguri to the Nigerian Law School, and we are happy we have lawyers in the administration of the National Assembly as well as senators and members of House of Reps. But again, we were pained that we stood outside under the scorching sun for almost 2 hours. For now, the able first vice president has said he has forgiven him as a person. Now, as a corporate body, we will work on the NBA leadership to also forgive.
Thank you very much.
We are not promising, but we hope the NBA leadership will forgive.
Thank you very much.
Like he said, we want an invitation from you so that the leadership of the NBA at the highest level will come and visit you. This is an exception. There couldn't have been a notification. But there was a notification to everybody in this country from the president down the ladder because it was published in every print media as well as social media and even the electronic media. So we can say that it has happened. But the NBA cannot eat its words. We have already granted press statements and interviews and we have to leave. Look at the time, it's about 12 noon. We've been here at about 10 a.m. Sorry. So we believe that something must be done about this. So I think this is all we can say for now.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will convey your concerns to the leadership, and then by the grace of God, we will extend the invitation just as my learned colleague proposed, and by the grace of God, we will come and see the leadership. Thank you very much. Thank you. Balaya Yabani. Bala Mohamed Yabani. I am the Deputy Clerk to the National Assembly. Deputy Clerk.